Who's next for Canelo? And is there more drama with Golden Boy? We get into that next. Please like and subscribe. Share us on all forms of social media. Help us hit 10,000 subscribers. Leave us a comment. Welcome, 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 welcome to another edition of The Hot Stove. Canelo wants to fight Kovalev. He wants to wait on the outcome of the Kovalev yard fight and fight the Russian should he win at the end of November. But we are hearing the news that a fight with Demetrius Andre, WBO middleweight champ, in October is close to done. Well, which one is it? Is Canelo waiting for Kovalev? Or are we so close to making an Andrade unification fight official? It seems like what we have is Canelo wants to fight Kovalev. That's the fight Canelo wants. He wants to wait for the winner. And it doesn't seem like he's going to sign anything until Kovalev fights Yard. And should Kovalev win, which he likely will, I think he'll beat Yard. It's a good match, but he should win. He wants to negotiate the fight and make the fight with Kovalev. And if Kovalev agrees, it's Canelo's shot at greatness, right? For Canelo, if he wins, he's guaranteed two things: that he will be ranked number one pound for pound fighter in the world. I don't care if you have who you have at number one. Maybe you have Canelo at one now. Maybe you have Bud Crawford, maybe you have Loma, I don't know. If Canelo jumps up 2 weight classes and beats the man at 175, he's the number one pound for pound guy, period. He's in the top 4 or 5 already. I don't care who you are. You might have him at number 1, and that's reasonable. You might have him at 2, 3, 4, or 5. That's all reasonable. But should he beat Kovalev, he goes number 1. Right? That's what Mikey Garcia basically failed miserably at, jumping up 2 weight classes and beating the man. If Canelo does that, with his already proven track record, he's the fighter of the year and the number one pound for pound fighter in the world. Period. He would have wins over Jacobs, who's the top 3 middleweight, and Kovalev, who's the number 1 light heavyweight, or number 2 light heavyweight in the world. But he's the biggest name. He's the biggest draw in the division. He's the man at 75. I think Bivol would beat him too, but that's neither here nor there. It's a shot at greatness for Canelo. It's what it is. It's a big money fight. It's a huge money fight. It's intriguing. It's got a ton of intrigue. I'm usually against jumping up in weight classes like this, especially in Canelo's case, where there's a ton of game 160-pound challengers. And why do this? Why fight a light heavyweight before you've cleaned out your own division, right? And you'll likely lose. There's weight classes for a reason. So why do that? Why jump out of your weight class to go to another weight class when you haven't even cleaned out your division and there's a ton of good fighters in there? However, I think this specific instance is different. I think Canelo-Kovalev fight is really, really intriguing. I think Canelo could win. Not that I definitely pick him to win. He could win. Like I said, Mikey has no shot. Mikey had no shot against Errol. That's not the case with this one. I like Canelo's chances to slip past the long jab of the crusher, get on the inside, and outwork and outland him on the inside. At the same time, Kovalev can crack. Kovalev can crack. And he's got a huge height and reach advantage. If he can maintain that range, he's got a great jab. If he uses that jab, sticks that jab to set up that right hand, he could easily ice Canelo. That's a possibility too. Like, I can see both things happen. I can see Canelo going in there and outworking him, outboxing him, getting on the inside, being too elusive, getting on the inside and beating him up. I can see him getting iced too. I can see both things realistically happening. I don't know which one I'd put my money on. That's what I find intriguing about this fight. Usually when I look at the smaller guy, it's 2 weight classes small. He ain't got much of a chance. Canelo's that good. I don't know. Kovalev's 36 now. Keep that in mind. Canelo's peaking, Kovalev's 36. That matters. This is a real possibility that Golden Boy, I believe Golden Boy, doesn't want anything to do with the Kovalev fight. That's why Golden Boy is trying to rush Canelo into a unification battle with Andrade. A much safer fight. My thoughts are Golden Boy wants no part of the Kovalev, right? And they're telling Canelo, look, we can't wait. We need to sign this fight with Andrade now. We can't wait to see if Kovalev wins. What if he wins? What if he gets a nasty cut? What if he can't fight? What if he doesn't want to turn around and fight that quickly? Like, there's a million what ifs. And what if he loses, right? A Yard's not an interesting fight. You want to fight Kovalev. what if, we can't wait for this, right? And then we can't expect him to turn around and take the fight. And what if he turns the fight down? It's a no-win fight for him, other than obviously he'll get a big payday. So we can't sit there and expect Kovalev to win, to be basically unfeathered, right? And then to take a quick turnaround. There's too much you're assuming too much in thinking you're going to get Kovalev to fight you. That's Golden Boy's pitch. We can't sit here and wait for Kovalev. We don't even know if he's going to win or if he even is going to sign the fight on a relatively short turnaround. Again, I think Kovalev would take the fight. I think it's a great fight. Golden Boy doesn't want it, and since they don't want it, that's their pitch. We can't wait on Kovalev. We don't even know if Kovalev wants to fight. We don't even know if Kovalev's going to win. Andrade is a great fight. It's a unification fight. Let's make that fight. That's their pitch to Canelo. Now, in reality, when you are a star like Canelo, you can advise him. If you have Golden Boy, you can advise him. You can try to lead him down a path. You can give him your 2 cents. But ultimately, as the superstar, Canelo gets to decide who he wants to fight, and you have to ultimately make that fight because he's the superstar. You work for him. He doesn't work for y'all. Y'all work for Canelo. Canelo wants Kovalev. He wants that fight. If Kovalev agrees to the term, you have to make that fight. You work for him. Look, back 5 years ago, Canelo wanted to fight Lara. He wanted the Lara fight and only the Lara fight. And Oscar wanted nothing to do with that. He says it's a bad stylistic matchup. Lara's really underrated. He's underappreciated. He has no fan base. It's a high risk, high risk fight with low reward. It's not worth it. I want no part of that fight. Canelo demanded the fight. Oscar had to make it. And Oscar was probably right. I mean, look, Canelo got bailed out by the judges now. Everyone thinks Lara won that fight. I had it 9-3 Lara. I didn't even think it was that close. I could see 8-4 Lara, but Lara definitely won the fight. If you poll 10 people, 9.5 of them think Lara won at least. All right? I mean, no one really thinks Canelo won that fight. He lost almost every round. He lost most of the rounds. Fast forward 5 years, and Oscar had to make that fight against his better judgment. Right? Fast forward 5 years from now, Canelo's a way bigger star. He's the biggest star in this sport by a mile. If he wants this fight, you got to make it. I want the fight. You got to make it. Period. Then that's the end of the story. Now, again, they can try to sway him out of it. They can try to talk about it. They can try to talk sense of it. We don't need this fight. There's other fights. This is not a good fight for you. But it's ultimately Canelo's decision. You work for him. And to be real, outside of maybe Triple G, it's the biggest money fight of the ones that we're talking about. And again, there's all that greatness on the line. There's, being a 54-60, 68 kind, 4-division world champ. There's a lot on the line for Canelo. I understand why Canelo wants the fight. So, it's kind of out of Golden Boy. It's out of Oscar's hands, out of Golden Boy's hands. If Kovalev wants the fight, you got to make the fight. The only thing you can try to do is rush him and convince him that he doesn't have time to wait. Or try to talk him out of it. But it doesn't seem like he's going to be talked out of it. Given all the Golden Boy drama with Canelo and being stripped with the Derevchenko business, losing the IBF belt, and then demanding Oscar open the books and show it to him, and on top of that, Oscar and Ryan Garcia's feud? The feud, King Ryan's kind of threatening Oscar. I hired a lawyer. I'm going to sue you. Why did I only make $50,000 on $1 million show? Oscar can't afford to step on any more toes. He needs to do what Canelo wants. And he needs to do it with a smile on his face. Canelo seems to want Kovalev, which goes against all of Golden Boy's better sense. But too bad. He signed with y'all. Work for him, not against him. Work to make the fights he wants. This is why he signed with you. There is one other interesting twist, and that's Billy Joe Saunders, who just signed with Matchroom. And Eddie Hearn released this statement. The one fight that Canelo wants right now more than anything is Kovalev, and he's prepared to wait until August 24th to see what that happens. If Kovalev wins the fight, I'm 99% sure he will fight Canelo next. If Kovalev doesn't win the fight or gets injured, Billy Joe Saunders is right up there as an option for Canelo. That's a great fight too. I don't know. Which fight would you rather see? If it's not Kovalev, would you rather see, and who do you think is more dangerous, Andrade or Billy Joe? Both guys pose a risk to Canelo. Um, if Kovalev doesn't win, who would you rather see him fight? Or would you rather rank those three guys for me? Leave your thoughts, comments below. Rank those three guys: Kovalev, Billy Joe, and Demetrius Andrade. 1, 2, and 3. Who do you want to see him fight the most at number 1? Who do you want to see him fight the least at number 3? Leave your thoughts, comments below. Please remember to like and subscribe. Hit the like and subscribe button. Share on all forms of social media. Leave us a comment. Help us get to 10,000 subscribers for another episode of The Hot Stove. This is 3D Boxing from Texas to the world, saying thank you and God bless.
Enjoy 3D Boxing vlog videos? Show us some love by clicking the like button. Don't miss a tweet, post, story, or video. 3dboxingvlog.com is also on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Hit the subscribe button now to stay inside the ring.